2012.
Shalom, peace. Oh, it's like King David said in Psalms, isn't it? I am for shalom, for peace, but when I am for peace, most of you lot are for war. That's okay, I'm also still a member of Immortal Techniques, Rebel Army. Like it says in his song, Sign of the Times, and my legions are led by the spirit of Haile Selassie. I always believed it. It's like Messiah said, if you have faith, you can do anything. And that. Look how many people, matches come against me, and I'm still here. And as tribulation saints, what we're going through now is what all you lot are going to have to go through. And you're just ignoring us, and we're here to help you, to warn you what's coming. I'm in Hestia Housing. It's for people that have just come out of the kind of like the mental health hospitals and that. Although I've been here 12 years, you're only meant to be here like 2 years. The curator is in charge. It's something to do with the 13 skulls and the energies and that. I have to be here. Ever since I've been here, the person upstairs has been pure evil. So there was one a little while ago that was just okay, you know. And the one now, he's on my videos, done some like free flow with me. Obviously, I'm not a rapper, but some of you fake Hebrew Israelites and fake Rastas, like Wyndham Yarden, also known as Rasta Adonis. And I was saying for ages, brothers, that he's not the real one, because the real one said that his father went to a special school to learn to unite the Old Testament, the New Testament, and the Quran, you know, because Haile Selassie is actually a lie in the Quran. So and obviously I was mad. I had schizophrenia, and it used to give me a great comfort when I read the Quran, because Allah, and if you spell Allah A-L-A, that's the Ethiopian for Father God. And Allah used to tell Muhammad, like when they called him mad and everything, and said, "Oh, you're mad, you're making it up." And they've even called me the Antichrist. So I'm like the Antichrist, like not A-N-T-I, but A-N-T-E. One of the ones that comes before Messiah, before I sort of say he's on his way. You know, you lot better get in order. You know. So yeah. So the 144,000 will have the Father's name in. That's the Rastafari elect, you know. So yes, so what I'm saying is obviously, and I was trying to say to all the other Rastafari, how is he the real one? And I had the books from the Lion of Judah Society, and it had it at the front about Brother Wyndham Yarden, that he would link up the books between Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. And this other one does nothing but hate on Islam. He's using some kind of witchcraft on all the students. You can just tell it in his voice. And now I listen to that Aldo Roja from Gabriel of Christchurch. He's got some beautiful music. He's even got a song called like Brotherly Love, and Can We Just Forget, and like Sickly. Nothing like Mortal Technique, a real soldier, you know. Although obviously like the Rastafari music is very, very peaceful. But it's like Peter Tosh said, everyone's calling out for peace. No one's calling out for justice. At the end of the day, Bridget, it's just us, you know, the elect. And we have to, like, I'm not quite the elect yet, because obviously I still get a bit deceived. But you had to, like, be betrayed by all these horrible people all the time, you wouldn't want to have your third eye open too much, would you? It's like Mortal Technique says in the song, I keep my third eye hidden, I'm done my New York fitted, the crazy unmarried man that deserves to be committed. I've been committed a few times. That's when you're sectioned in mental health hospital against your will, even though you're not a danger to yourself or others, just for telling the truth. And I never give up my testimony for Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus. And for a long time I was testifying for King Selassie, and they would just like mocking me and everything, and especially because I was white, you know. Although King Selassie made it clear at his speech at the United Nations, which Bob Marley made into a song called War, until the colour of a man's skin is of no more significance than the colour of his eyes, there will be war. And we can see there's nearly always been war here, you know, in the 6,000 years that this planet's been here. And not everything is in the Bible. It says, you know what I mean, it says right in your Bible, our Bible, because I still read the Bible, if all the things that Yeshua, HaMashiach, the Christ, done, and the books would fill the whole earth. So how foolish to think you can get all your knowledge in one book. And some of it is witchcraft, I'm telling you, you know. Like Immortal Technique says, oh, so all your native culture is wrong, and the Bible is right. A lot of you don't even realise that the Hebrew Israelites, the tribe of Judah, are black, and the tribe of Benjamin, I think they're the best tribe now, even though Messiah's tribe was Judah. But how come King Selassie, his father, chose the tribe of Benjamin? Obviously, I'm not the only one that's found tribe of Judah to be disgusting and evil and on their way to hell, even though they've been warned many times. I really hope there are some good people from the tribe of Judah. Like I will say double honours, because that's Messiah's tribe, and maybe I've just found the bad ones first. That's often the way, like Satan goes first, Yeah, so, and the tribe of Benjamin, sorry, are Jamaica and the West Indies, and then Levi, that's the priesthood in Haiti, land of the first slave uprising. And we can see Haiti's gone to the bad side, dark side. You can see like their priests, because they're kind of the voodoo priests now, you understand, and priestesses. But a lot of the kind of jazz people will take a walk on the dark side, because we're under the curses of Deuteronomy 28, and following like strange gods that our fathers didn't know. I'm kind of from the tribe of Dan, that's in Ireland, Scotland and Wales, maybe Denmark as well, and maybe somewhere else. And they used to be black as well, and like some of the Hebrew Israelites have admitted that, but they still won't listen. Tell me not to teach, man. I do what the King of the Jews says, not what you say. I've always been a rebel. The only one that can tame me is Yeshua. It's like the Illuminati talk that crap. I will make order out of chaos. Only time I ever clean up the chaos in my house is if Yeshua asks me to. Anyway, so this is about the Colburn Bible, and the video I'm watching is by Sling and Stone. I think you'll find I'm the one that's walked through Psalms. Oh yeah, and King David is to do with the United Kingdom. It's King Solomon that I think is dodgy. I've always thought he was dodgy. And Messiah still hasn't answered me, but he says ask other people what they think. He had gold mines with slaves in. He had like untold amount of wives and concubines, that many of whom he was told not to go with, strange women that turned him to other gods. He was allowed to with permission from Allah, he was allowed to like have power from jinns, had jinns under his control. I understand about that, because a lot of shaman, we know how to turn like negative energy into good energy, but I don't think it's the actual jinns, because we are creators. Every time you do something negative, you're creating something positive, and every time you do something negative, you create a negative thought form. And I'm pretty sure that when the veil goes down, because we're just coming up to the fourth world, you understand, and like cats and dogs and other animals, they can already see into the fourth dimension. They can see the angels and demons that we only get glimpses of, that are right alongside us, and all your wickedness is going to kind of come back at you. So when these people upstairs curse at me, I say this is from Psalms, let them curse King Selassie, that bless thou, when thou arise, thou will despise their image. And to do with what the Hopi Native Americans call the true white brother, that they're waiting to come. Obviously, I could not come as the true white brother, because Satan, and I'm pretty sure some of these black fascists that found out who I was going to be, Caesar Bourgeois, the fake white Jesus. I was sent to testify for quite a long time. The one God Yeshua hates most is Crystal, I love Jesus. All the videos about the rapture. But he said now, I've warned them all, if they want to go on the rapture with Caesar Bourgeois and be raped by the Anunnaki, let's let them go. We're going to go underground, okay? The Ark of the Covenant is at Tara. I also have like Christ's spaceship, but obviously I'm not in charge. I'm not fit enough to ride a car, let alone a spaceship. If you don't believe me, go to jartruth.net, and also that's to do with the 144,000 elects of King Selassie that infiltrated Satan and the Illuminati, and they've taken the super soldiers that will be the 12 tribes of Israel, that are in Revelation. So the book that the tribe of Dan got written out of. The tribe that God promised he would use us to bring his righteous justice and judgment. The reason I'm power also is to do with the Arabs, and also the albinos in Africa, and also some of the Nungas. Ashamana, Tiamana, Asha, Kane, Tiama. We're getting justice, be patient. So, some of the Nungas in Australia, they're shaman called Clever Fellows, that they've just started to, or they're going to start initiating women shaman, which is a new thing for them, which is wonderful. They're the tribe of Reuben, the oldest tribe, the original tribe, but then the birthright, because of what they've done with his wife or whatever, that they got put down. Maybe they'll take the place of the tribe of Judah. I don't know that. I'm just saying that's up to Messiah. I'm just kind of joking, but they're a really good tribe. And these teachers, a lot of you teachers, just because King James was a black man, you want them to also read the King James, and it is a good Bible. I've got a copy. But it's like they said to me, what about all these, like, a lot of them are illiterate, so if you're learning to read, it's not a good book to learn to read. And and also the thys and the thous and the wherefores and that. So this Bible that I got, I think it's probably by a white man, but it's a good Bible. It's translated from the Hebrew, not the Greek, and it's got the New Testament with Psalms, Proverbs, and Song of Solomon's, and it's got really good footnotes. If you want to hear some of the footnotes, go to my playlist called the Psalms from the Passion Translation, and I read out the footnotes. And it's got some Amharic as well, like the Ethiopian language, because King Rastafari really is God. The reason I stopped believing in him, I never stopped testifying for him, but it was when I saw a video of him, and he said, I've heard what some of the Rastafari claim, and I've told them, and he obviously told them other things, like the elect ones. I told them, I'm just a mortal man, and I will be replaced by the oncoming generation. I'm kind of the female Christ, and this is interesting because this might help us tie in with Islam, because they say the people of the book, the Christians and the Jews, are deceived. Like Messiah did not die on the cross, but Allah, God's lifted him up to heaven. And when I was being crucified, I kept thinking, and then I was in Australia, and I was with someone. It was really nice, and I was going to stay there. I've got to go. Someone's ringing. That's 11:11. That's for a Stargate that time.